Welcome to TimeBolt office hours on May 12, 2022, where Quinston and I are live to check your workflows, answer questions, and just help you get the most out of TimeBolt.
Yeah, I'm here. Actually, I'm not using TimeBolt yet. I have it. I just haven't started using it. I was hoping there'd be more people here and I could eavesdrop on what their situation was.
Sure. Can you kind of give me some context about what your use case is?
I am starting a photography business and I know how to edit. And I'll probably be doing some editing for some customers, and I will not be using TimeBolt for that. But AppSumo, as you know, has had several LTDs involving where you can send video email. And those are the ones I was thinking would benefit from TimeBolt, because I could just quickly record something and then I could zap out the pauses and then I could send it off.
Yes. So you're looking to do basically quick video edits with TimeBolt and something that will just essentially cut down time and be noticeable.
Yeah, because it takes time to edit video, and I pause a lot when I'm trying to think of the next. So you don't want that because it makes people bored or they're waiting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I gain IQ points with you would show up and you'd be disappointed to speak to me live. Once you see the videos, recorded videos. I'd be happy to run you through a quick demonstration. I think these are great calls to have. See how you can just drop the file basically anywhere in the software. This is a Zoom call. I'm not really sure which one it is or how long it is. I think it's a little bit over an hour. So within, let's see, this is about an hour long. And so as you can see, as soon as we drop that in, we were in there 25 seconds. It's already removed 12 minutes of dead air and gives you the new output duration so you can kind of keep it within a specific limit. But the first thing that you're going to want to do, okay, is make sure that your settings are correct. So have you downloaded the software? Have you?
No, I actually have not, because I probably be 2 months before I try using it.
Basically, in 2 months, what you're going to remember is the first thing that you've got to do that you just have to make sure is that your settings are correct. As you can tell, we've got well-defined boundaries. The audio levels are coming in well. I've never seen a dB level go, it goes anywhere between -30 to -42 dB, okay? And you increase the dB level to capture more audio and you decrease to capture less. So as you're looking in on the timeline here, you can tell that there's no interlap here. Okay, so this is actually the correct dB level for what we record at. If you were to see like 50% of the work is just getting your audio levels correct. And typically you record the same way each and every time.
Well, those things in the pink, like those big, like there's two right there in the center. It's cutting those out. How does it know that's what we don't want?
So what we have is an ignore detections shorter than 0.75. 0.75. And so what that does is that accounts for like random mic strikes, ahs. You can hear what it's cutting out.
This is
a completely unscripted, like this is just a live conversation on Zoom. But you can hear these are basically excited utterances, right? And random mic strikes, random ahs. So that just basically, if you have a word or some type of sound that happens in the middle of silence, it automatically detects that and cuts it out.
Yeah, so that's basically through the ignore detections. So if it detects that option, which is less than 0.75, then it takes it out.
Well, I've noticed that's one of the biggest problems when people are talking, especially me. You throw in as a placeholder so people know you're thinking. I mean, it's subconscious, but it's
exactly
saying it can strike out some of those.
Yes. So that's kind of the automated part. That's the automated part of TimeBolt. Now, once you start recording with TimeBolt, you really realize that once you stop speaking, it's not recording, and once you do, it's on. So it actually helps out with the excited utterances, filler words, things like that. But it also really speeds up editing, because you should be afraid. Don't be afraid to make as many mistakes as you want and do as many retakes and restarts, because as you're going through, not only are you previewing, but you can preview quickly and then
called multicam. That was the first thing that I thought. It was just making like a normal sequence called multicam. But if I click on something else, and then
like let's say you didn't want this, you don't have to snap a timeline and do all the things. You just hit O, okay, for off. You turn the scene off. You can like cut out large swaths of scenes, hit undo. Let's say, can you give me some context? What's visually happening on your screen?
It would just be me talking. But you see, this is the reason it was so appealing to me as I've edited video and I know how long it can take. And a lot of these little things, it's either the long pauses or I wasn't aware it could take out things like that's what excited me about it. I thought, wow, that makes these video email things, because when I got one of those, I thought, this is unrealistic. It's just going to take, I'm going to spend a half hour or 20 minutes editing that 2-minute email I want to send.
Yes. And so this is, you're going business to business. I mean, this is,
yes.
That's where I actually got my start selling enterprise video platforms. And so certainly I'm like a Vidyard, I use Vidyard and some of those different platforms. And I would have loved to have had a tool like this when I was doing company video, because what people do is they notice, especially on a B2B level, that when your video is cut up and it's delay free, it just shows that you're a professional with time. And if you get them to click and actually watch it, it says a lot just about your personal brand. It's a good way to build a personal brand through video in a way that's unexpected already. Now, what's cool is, okay, as you're cutting out the bad stuff with just some simple keystrokes, right? I can start previewing. I can go up to 4x speed.
You can see the sentence right there. You can hit 2 in 1.
Right, so you can blow through the timeline. Now, let's just say you want to add some flair to it. All right, watch, 1 key strike, and I'm going to move video. Okay, I hit P for punch. You can zoom in. So if you can hit P and P again, or you can right click on a scene, select the zoom area, select the zoom amount, and you're done. Okay, we've also got quick keys that allow you to move around on the screen. Once you punch in, either Alt or Option, hold that down and you can use your arrow keys. Okay, so if you've got something specific that you want to call out on the screen, or simply you just want to give your face some punch to it, right? That is super simple. So you can add motion in with rapid video cutting, right? So you got something that's snappy and adds punch.
It's quite impressive.
Oh, I shouldn't have done.
We just released Punch last week, so we're really excited about Punch. I mean, I'm really excited. I use Punch in all kinds of videos that I make now, because you're not having to learn how to do keyframes and aspect ratios and transform tools. It is literally a right click away, motion video. What's important to know is when you go in and edit the timeline, everything is editable. Okay, you can cut or keep any scene or word. Let's find something in the middle.
It's a sequence.
It doesn't.
So I hit see like this is an
it doesn't.
Is that were you asking the question?
No, it must have been on the audio of the video.
Ha, that's funny. Okay, it sounded just like your voice. So what I do is you just hit the S key. Okay, there's just a few quick keys. Split, S, right? P for punch. L speeds up the playhead up to 4x speed. But watch, I can split.
It doesn't.
Doesn't that sound like his voice? Right here. And then I just hit O. So you can cut out words in the middle of a sentence as well. Right. So all of this, your entire timeline's editable. You can find a list of your quick keys right here. You can do your different audio inputs. Right. And right here, hopefully. So I don't live in a world of audio waveforms. So I was lying about that, as you can see. But this right here is my capture. My EPOC capture, and so we've got that capability right now. It saves it right to your computer. What we're working on for our next iteration is that once you capture it, it automatically pushes that video inside TimeBolt. Now you've got one fast linear workflow. So as you're going to give your email, as you're going to create email videos, you can capture, quickly edit, and then push to your web distribution platform in one quick workflow. How do you capture your video?
Well, I mean, right now it's just the webcam, because the scenario is just me talking, because people are more enthralled with video than reading emails. The other thing I've discovered is apparently I'm abnormal. I will read the entire email if it's something I'm interested in. Most people just skim, and if you give people a video, they'll actually sit and watch it. So apparently contacting people with video is more effective than just sending them an email. So it'll just be me sitting in, at my chair, webcam pointed at me making a 1-minute video saying, hi, I'm Ron and blah, 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 and look at this. So it's not really going to be, in the short term anyway, it's not going to be me doing a screen share where I'm demoing how to do software or something.
No, yeah, that makes sense. If you've already got a good way to capture, that's one thing, and push it into TimeBolt. I'm just saying once we get the back integrated, once you hit stop record and that file automatically pushes into TimeBolt, it's just 3 or 4 less clicks and less mind share that you have to worry about as you're kicking out webcam video, because again here, and so all you would basically do, it's you can capture your screen, or you can, there's your webcam video, right? And so yeah, that's the basics of TimeBolt. You've got different, you typically want to leave left and right padding alone. Where you want to alter, if you're getting some audio getting cut off, this is where you alter. You increase it to capture more audio. Just make sure that you get your silence detection settings done when before you start editing. You can save your timeline cuts so that the next time you open your project, or if you're like leaving somewhere and you just spent a while cutting up a timeline, you can just make sure that all that work is saved. You've got, if you ever wanted to, your videos probably aren't long enough, but this is kind of a fun feature. We did a flip timeline selection. So if you want to make sure that there's nothing important that's getting cut out, you do flip timeline, and you just preview the silences only. Like,
Oh, I see. You inverted what's selected, and now it's just playing.
yeah. And the silences or whatever, there you go. See, random noise. So you can quickly skim through and just make sure that there's nothing important. And then also, if you ever did get into where you're actually demonstrating something where what's happened visually is important. Let's go back. What's happening visually, you can also speed up silences as well, which...
Oh yeah, I've seen some people with videos where it's a silent thing, but you see the person's moving faster.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to cut that out.
Correct. Like, let's say you're given a software... I know you're not doing that, but let's say you're wanting to capture a process on your screen where, like, the order of the clicks are important.
Right. Yes, exactly.
So what I do with this, I go to fast forward silences, and I do anything over like 90 seconds. That way it doesn't, usually it's very intentional. I was going to talk to Quinston about that. This is just so intentional that it's almost worth not automating. It's almost more like if you want to speed up silences, that's just something you manually do. But you can turn, basically with this bar right here, you can click this bar, you can turn that orange, and that'll speed that up by a factor of whatever you put here, 4x, right? So if you're writing on a chalkboard or something like that, you'll just see the hand go. After you get done with it.
I was going to say, I am hoping to, I'm starting with photography, but I'm hoping to add video to my services where basically the shop owner will be usually talking about what makes them special. Because I was looking over here on the side, and it says this person's asking about a DaVinci plugin. Because that's what I edit in. When you point a camera at somebody, they're going to have lots of stalls and stuff as they're thinking. So if I could take my raw footage from the customer's site where I'm interviewing, basically I'm having the customer talk, drop it in there drop it in TimeBolt as a first pass. That looks wonderful.
Yeah. Do you want to, Quinston, do you want to give a quick demo with how that works with Resolve?
I have Resolve on this machine, but
and what's nice when you do export to Resolve, chances are that both the punch, the speed up silences will also export as well. The idea is how do you just absolutely condense time out of a timeline, and then certainly accentuate the good just as fast, and be able to export that so you can get to the more creative aspects much sooner.
Yeah, I mean, time is money, and one of my concerns is video editing takes a long time, and I was trying to figure out how to do that profitably if I add video as a service.
What you could do initially is, let's say you have a video of a person talking, a video like this, where he's speaking and will basically detects the silences and stuff. And what your goal now is to take these cuts and make sure that they are imported into DaVinci Resolve. So in order to do that, you scroll to the bottom, you have these things called the additional export option. And then you have an option called XML. Click on XML. It will basically give you a file, an XML file, which you can then import into DaVinci. So in order to import it, I'm going to import the file, the media file. Then I'm going to right click, media from timeline. And then I'm going to select that XML file, which we just generated.
Gonna,
I'm going
yeah.
to delete this part over here. And as you can see, the same file with all the cuts imported into DaVinci Resolve. So all the cuts are the same.
I would like to know, like, these timelines when you're talking about auto silence detection. I mean, a lot of these timelines are like 30 minutes or so, right? And what you want to, there's like you said, the random mic strikes and the ums and ahs. We have the Premiere editors that are using TimeBolt, say 80-90% of them are doing all of our cut work inside TimeBolt. I mean, you're talking about guys that have been doing this stuff in Premiere that know quick keys like the back of their hand, who got Stream Deck set up, but just the speed at which you can fully cut the timeline is also a big advantage. I'm not sure with an effect, if you apply an effect, it just kind of bulk applies to an entire.
I don't know. You'd have to check. But I guess my question would be: it sounds like those guys are editing talking head type videos, because obviously you'd want a complicated video editor for adding B-roll and all that stuff. So those guys you're talking about must just be doing real simple type situations, right?
No, that's what's surprising. So we have a plugin for Adobe Premiere, which allows us to do multi-track video. Okay, so they'll have one long master audio timeline that's maybe 40 minutes that they just continuously record, and then they've got 3 different cameras, right, that they want to get different shots from. So the way TimeBolt works, it actually goes in, you cut up the master audio, and then for each one of the cameras, after you sync it up in Premiere, the cameras to the mastered audio, you're just dropping in a JSON onto each camera. So, and it just cuts it, right? It really happens so fast.
So you can use like multi-camera setups with TimeBolt, and it is compatible with the Premiere plugin.
So when
yeah.
you hope to do that for DaVinci?
Yeah, I mean, we are looking into creating a plugin for DaVinci and Final Cut.
Yeah. So I mean, it's you hope to have feature parity.
Yeah, we do. Yes.
Yeah, kind of like the Swiss Army knife of, design editor companion apps.
Our goal is to like make TimeBolt as compatible. Like, we don't want to compete with these products like DaVinci Resolve. We don't want to compete with them. We want to create interoperable solutions where people can just drop into Premiere, they can drop into DaVinci. It doesn't matter. TimeBolt is ideally supposed to work with all of them.
Right. Well, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, because you're complex, you wouldn't want to compete on features, but yeah.
Exactly. We want to
do it really fast.
We figure 80% of the battle is just cutting to the good stuff, right? I mean, because so much with design is captured on a screen today, right? It's like, it's what happened behind you in the talking head video on your PowerPoint presentation. If you have to add some cool transitions, overlays, stuff like that, that's really where those software comes into play. You can just know right now there is a way using our shift feature inside Final Cut Pro and Resolve to do multi-camera. It's not like push button simple like our Adobe plugin, but once you do it once, you really understand the process, and it's possible to do.
It's possible. It's just a little.
And a lot of people do it. I mean, it's like it takes just a little bit longer to learn, but a heck of a lot less than manually cutting that stuff up.
This is very exciting. I'm glad I bought into this. You're obviously early stage, but you can you look at Adobe has unlimited resources, basically. I mean, you look at, for example, upscaling. I've been using photography. I've been using Topaz Gigapixel for upscaling, and it works great. And then Adobe added an AI upscaling feature. It doesn't work quite as well, but I'm sure Topaz is sweating bullets over there because Adobe's this powerhouse. So you need to carve out enough of a niche, specialized enough that Adobe's not interested, or if they try to do it, it won't be as good as yours.
Yeah, I mean, if they do it, they'd probably just do it for Premiere Pro. I mean, I'm sure.
Of course. But I mean, I still use Topaz and then go into Photoshop just because I trust it better. It's also easier to use because now what they do is they have 4 different models. They've had the 4 different models on how it upscales, but they have this thing where you go put all 4 on screen at once, and you can see which one looks better. As long as you're making the workflow easier and faster, it doesn't matter if the technology Adobe has is better because their interface is more complicated.
I agree. Yeah, that makes sense. It's just the idea is to like fit into the workflow, Once you're in somebody's workflow, it's very difficult to.
Well, that's true. If a small specialized tool is frequently better than a big tool that does everything, because you've got to figure out how to use all of the features in the big tool. But I'm pretty much, Yeah, it's 7:30 now. You showed me a lot, and I'm impressed. So I expected to like TimeBolt from what I've seen of it previously, but this is better than I thought. So I'm quite happy.
Fantastic. Well, you always know how to get a hold of us. When the emails that come out, come to me. You've got my email address, and once you get started, you have any questions, just either jump back on or let me know, and make sure you hit the ground running with video editing.
Yeah, great. Thanks a lot.
All right, Jeffrey. Nice talking. How you doing, Jeffrey?
Hey, hi.
Yeah, I'm okay. In Hong Kong. Hong Kong's nice. No problem. It's not like China.
No problem. Nice.
What do you do in Hong Kong?
Yeah, I'm a programmer, CTO. We do a lot of blockchain development, but I have a hobby, which is I make these cat videos. So I do these cat animations and create some kind of stories. So that's why it's called Cat Diaries. I kind of
Do you
pick
have
a
a
subject
YouTube video?
like
A YouTube channel?
Yeah, I do. Cat Diaries
link it?
Hong Kong. Because I used your tool for cutting the final one, and I compared it with. So I create this output video, and then I run it through the TimeBolt, and then okay, there's something I want to keep that it said no, and then something saved me like 26 seconds or something like that.
Did you say Sad Cat Diary, or is that?
No, Cat Diaries Hong Kong.
Oh, yeah, fine.
You'll see. I was doing a comparison actually between TimeBolt and Recut. Originally, I found Recut, and then I forgot what it was called. Did a search, found TimeBolt, and go, oh, okay, monthly subscription. So I don't mind doing the month just to test it out and play with it. So that's kind of where I am.
Did you try Get Recut?
I haven't, no.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. We get a number of people that jump on and
Switch over.
Yeah, just to be honest.
I
to
don't
be
like
honest.
subscription. I prefer to pay the full amount, just to own it. But at the moment, I thought, well, give it a try first to see if it's useful. So far, it is. But I mean, I can't pre-edit and trim the video in advance and then use that, because the cartoons is a process where I first have to write my script, then I process my audios through something, a replica studio. So I use some Russian voices and things for my cat videos, plus my own voice, and process them through Audacity, and then I run it through DaVinci. Then I run it through. Then I animate them with Cartoon Animator, which automatically moves the mouth with the voice, and then I animate and then the next step is I take that with the green screen, and then I put it into DaVinci, and then I go over to Inverter, and I get myself necessary backgrounds and a squirrel that runs across the screen, those kind of things, and then I paste them, put them together with DaVinci. And once I create my final output, then I run it through the time cut to see where I can make it, because it adds a little bit of interest to it, because there's little places where I've already done the edit, and I'm zooming in, zooming out, and I'm doing some like telling the story with cuts in a way where, what did you say? So it'll be like jump in 3 times. What did you say? Just to give that kind of sudden reaction. So I edit the video in that kind of way. Then and then final thing before I upload to YouTube is run it through TimeBolt. Nice. So this thing about zooming in and zooming out, if it has that, then that might cut out one step in DaVinci, and if I can figure a way to automate TimeBolt, that might actually save.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, no, that's good. What can you do in a half hour in Hong Kong?
Yeah, but these.
I think there's a movie called that. What to do in a half hour.
But these movies do take me about time-wise 6 to 12 hours to do each one, and it's only 3 or 4 minutes. But it's the animations and stuff that take the script.
So you put one out every week? That's how you do it?
I try to put one out, say 2 a month, but depends on how lazy I'm feeling and if I've got any inspiration for stories. At the moment, I'm working on. I've got a load of jokes for these cats to be telling. And Amber Heard and Johnny Depp one.
Okay.
I've got one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, I'd like to watch that video.
Well, subscribe, because when I release one, you'll see.
Yeah, I've subscribed. Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm up to 1,003.
Once you date two Amber Heards in a row, you just kind of call it quits. You're just like.
My wife's laughing at that. That was funny.
You dated 2 of them.
Did 2 of them in a row. Yeah.
Well, yeah, for life experience, I can tell you 2 is already life experience.
Oh my God.
More than enough.
Yeah, more than enough.
Yeah, I'm a blockchain engineer.
What do you think about the
I can turn my video on anyway. Here I am.
Hey, there you go.
There's the wife. Wave
Hello.
down, darling.
Does she do the cat voices? Does she help with any cat voices?
We're working on it. there's one of the cats. Video my cats or take the photos, then I animate them.
Oh,
Quite a
nice.
clever tool, the Real-Illusion.
Fantastic. Yeah, I was just thinking how we could utilize it. It'd be kind of funny, you know. Like, this is the thing. What we do is so simple, and like cutting the most boring stuff out of video. It's like, how do you market that? And you almost, you know, that once, if you can, it's not like clickbait. If you can get people to understand that there's this solution, the product will make them happy. Right? They're not going to show up and be like, oh, well, that just didn't meet on expectations. So I really think the marketing challenge is how to make removing the most boring stuff in video interesting and funny so that, you know, it captures more eyes on video.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm a programmer, right? And I always have, and I'm sure you hear thousands of stupid ideas because, like assholes, everyone's got one, right? But little things which are really useful to YouTubers and stuff is if you could apply, and it's programmatically, it's not difficult to put something like a lure engine in your code, right? And then you write small scripts. With that kind of approach, you could effectively manipulate the video positioning. So things like you might say, okay, do random, and you could randomly change the action within the videos, like when there's a zoom in, zoom out, move around. You could do little things that make it quirky, and I think YouTubers would like that because adding that random element, and you could even put a focus point and say never lose this face. So it might move around, it might go in and out, but that's the focus point. You can apply that kind of logic to the application. I think you'll win the war with YouTube.
Using RNG to like figure out what sort of, like a Pandora's box of like, when you click this button, it will take all of the features TimeBolt has and just randomize them across clips.
Yeah. Randomized features that make sense. You should add me to the development team now. Sorry, I'm already overpaid in my current jobs.
No. CTO in Hong Kong, yes, absolutely. We know a smart guy. Yeah, with doing cute cat videos. The one type of videos that is, I'm like, TimeBolt isn't for cute cat videos. Actually, that is not true.
Well, that's not true because I'm using it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I can send you the video before and after, and you can compare the two. It's subtle, but you can see it.
The audio, when you do a jump cut, instead of the audio cutting off instantly at the jump cut, the audio plays a little bit, and then like before the video switches, the audio still plays. So the next video comes in, but the audio is playing. But it feels like the audio is in the background. That's a nice called an L cut.
L cut. Yeah.
That's something that we could do.
Well, that's something that's recommended in video editing circles, where you bring the audio in just a moment before you see the video, and it gets people's attention. Like, oh, what's going on?
Exactly. So it's like an addition to even the punch feature. One of the reasons we used the punch feature, we developed it, was to create more of excitement in the video, where, you know, instead of just a static talking head video, you punch in, punch out, you go forward, zoom in. That's a bit of dynamism, like, to the video. Similarly, the L cut also is a similar technique where you add interest to, you know, capture people's attention, because after watching a video for a while, they just...
Yeah, and for quality as well. If you notice on that cat video link I gave you, if you watch through it, the whole video is the two cats sat side by side, right, with the conversation. And then I put video in the background. When it's zooming in and zooming out, I'm only zooming in on the same video frame, which means that could be done post video edit. You know what I mean? So that's the bit that I like the tool for. You know, okay, it's doing the jump, but I have to do these like zoom in, zoom out in DaVinci. But if I can do it externally, then that kind of removes one step, because DaVinci can get quite complex when you got multiple streams. Then you create fusion clips, and then I have out clip or something, the one you put above it, and you go, right, zoom in here, zoom in there. It's similar. I have to run DaVinci, know what it's called, but you put it above, and then you're kind of overriding what the actual clip's saying to do, position that. But in some ways it only works for everything below it, but like this is all post edit, right? That line would have easily gone if, but quality wise,
it's funny. You're talking about cute cat videos. I just made a cute dog video yesterday as part.
Ooh.
We
should collaborate.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can pick your brain real quick. So I'm gonna share. I haven't told Quinston about this yet, but we're doing some like creative concepting, and so this would be part of like 2/3 the trailing part of a new big idea video. How do you incorporate cutting silence and doing punch and things like that into a quick, minute and 10-second brand video? And so this is what I did with my dog yesterday. Just a little while back. And then I'll explain to you the lead up, because I really like to get your feedback on it, because I think it's going to be funny as shit. Our name isn't TimeBolta, it's TimeBolt. You don't need to support them. Go on the record, it's you on stage, and that already takes big. Now you can edit talking video faster than you can make it. Video is on, video is off. Video that's a flowing conversation. Shadow, you're so imagine at the very beginning, okay? I may reshoot that. You got to get so much right, because of the wind, the weather, having somebody there. But this, let me pull over this.
I can give you one tip straight away that stood out. You notice my microphone?
Yeah. Oh, the big wind. Yeah.
Yeah. You can get these from AliExpress, China, and they sell them in packs of 3. You just put them over a microphone, it gets rid of wind noise completely. This is not the only thing I got audio on. Get that one.
Holy crap! Yeah, but I gotta wear that on my shirt, man.
Oh, the small one is.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah, no, and when the wind's not blowing at 20 miles an hour, right? Like we had to stop. But absolutely, I've got. I actually have a Rode wireless mic that comes up, but I need to get one of those fuzz. What are they called?
Fuzz free. I have to research it on AliExpress now. I can tell you in a minute. Dead by Daylight. Ugh.
I play Valorant, way too much Valorant.
But like we're talking about today, they're like, editing video can cause a lot of anxiety.
Well, Amber Heard's got a lot of anxiety at this.
Here it is. Check this out. Okay, so this is the idea that would lead up to that video. So yeah, so you can imagine that you try to put on a good face, but editing doesn't get easier. Inside you are sad. The hours you spend saving other seconds sucks your living soul. And so you can look at that happy face. I got the happy face.
That happy face looks more sad than her face.
Oh my god.
Is this hilarious?
You can video edit that in DaVinci and improve it.
So I've got this happy face thing made. So I want to pay somebody to really put that gloomy gloom, but make sure that whatever I'm capturing is something I should be laughing and smiling about. Like yesterday, I went axe throwing with my sister, and we brought a smiley face. I tucked it up onto my shirt, and you hit 3 of them in the bullseye, and then go up, and they're like, "Oh, good job," and you just kind of come back up, and you have this stupid face, right? And I'm gonna do, I believe, for a helicopter ride as well. My first helicopter ride, I'm gonna have to not smile, and as we lift up off the ground, dude. If we can get the tone right, and I agree with you, Jeffrey. I'm gonna reshoot that. Most of the stuff I have to reshoot. That would have been my 6th or 7th, just to figure out what angles are best working at and working with weather.
Or one trick is to blank the audio and do it through a headset, because it's still your voice. You talk with your words on the screen.
Well, it would be. How is that possible? You can't. If I'm talking on a screen.
Yeah, if you're talking on the screen, you could. YouTube has got this thing where it changes a voice to text, right? So you can use that to capture the dialogue, and then that dialogue is your script. And then through whichever tool you want to use, you just record your voice as the video is playing, and you'll be just half a second behind. Once you've finished it, then you just move it half a second forward and everything's synchronized. Here's the star.
Yeah, dude, I'm trying to turn my dog into a star. This is so funny. I was like, I wonder if I can animate Shadow. But yeah, it does. It really takes a really good script to make. It's the exact opposite of what TimeBolt does, right? TimeBolt isn't made to make 1-minute videos, high-end brand videos. So,
but knowing what it does, you could apply that to your script.
Multiple.
Yeah, you could, because when you're video editing or even scripting, you're thinking through the post-production process. As what can I do here? What can I do there? Put a green screen there, and then in the editing, what you're going to put into that green screen area. Say, for example, on that video with your dog jumping with the frisbee, make it a green frisbee, and then change it post-edit and put a UFO or something else that the dog catches. There are other things that you could actually play with. You could have a guy in the background walking around like a chicken, and no one pays attention to him. You don't mention him, you don't look at him, but the audience watching the camera goes, "What the fuck?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Subtle stuff.
The subtleties.
There's one guy that does, a Canadian guy, he does motorcycles. What is his name? But he did something very similar about, oh, that was it. We are all those birds in Trafalgar Square, pigeons. So we're all pigeon because cars hit motorcycles, but pigeons can always fly away. They never get hit by cars. So he always had this guy with a pigeon helmet on, just doing a pigeon bird movement in the background, but he never acknowledged, and it was really funny.
Yeah, it's difficult making funny video.
It is, but you got to try not to. This is the funny thing. I do some funny stuff, and I write funny scripts. My father was a comedian. When I was 17, I was writing all of his humor, all of the scripts for his shows. So I know funny and I can write funny, but I can't tell a joke to save my life. And my brother and my friends tell me the same thing. I'm funny when I'm trying not to be funny. But when I'm trying to be funny, everyone's groaning, oh, that's a horrible joke, right? That would be the thing. Go deadpan. Go like you're not, do something ridiculous in the background, but don't acknowledge it and don't make it into a joke. People will get it. Got to make sure, you got to remember the audience is smart. They're not dumb.
That is great advice. I'm gonna be dead serious about the depression that you get editing for hours, and we'll make it very, very serious, just like that commercial, but just like
that's it, and the humor will come through.
You put on a happy face, but inside you're sad. Well,
you can go ridiculous and do the opposite. It's like hold a clown's face up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, from one extreme to the other.
You got to make it ridiculously extreme, ridiculously serious when people look at it. I mean, you see some of these guys, the comedians like Ricky Gervais or something, right? And they're doing something serious, but it's a comical situation. Seriousness makes it funny. Anyway.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk about it. I really do think
all right.
At this point, like with TimeBolt, I just feel like we're like one or two good videos away from getting clicked on by just people that are just starting out or have thought that they've seen everything before.
Yeah. Well, I've been approaching like, how do I get more views on my videos? How do I promote it? And I've been getting into Twitter a little bit. And what I found is that if I find the channels, just follow relevant to the subject, there are things there for people who want to get better YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff. You can effectively hijack the channels by going in and going, hey, have you seen this? And then you link to that video or you link to that product, and you do hashtags, interactively go in, and their audience is already quite large, you see by the number, and you're kind of getting it into the communication flow. That's what I've been doing, and I'm getting quite a few hits back. One of the tools I use is TinyURL. So if you create a link, tiny URL from whatever it is you're promoting, a video or a product or something, then you use that tiny URL as the promotional, like put it in Twitter. Then when you go back to tiny URL, it'll tell you how many people actually click that link. It's like statistics, it's like Google Analytics, but it's a little bit more targeted, then you know if it's effective.
Well, good deal. Well, do you have any additional questions, anything else that we might be able to help with?
No, I'm good. I saw the email come through and I was curious more than anything. I don't really have any questions about the software. Seems simple enough to use, and I've used it. I'm a programmer, right? If I've got some software, I'll have expectations. If it doesn't do it, I'll throw it away.
I'm glad that you like it then.
Yeah, I've got a very low patience, for see software that doesn't work, if it crashes, anything like this. I'm my own worst enemy. My programming team, crash is not an option,
When do we?
Reminds me of myself.
If you're waiting to get back in, when do you think? Do you think we've reached a low with Ethereum, or do you think we should hold off longer?
I told my wife that about a week ago, I think I should sell all my Cardano because it looks like it's going down. She said, no, don't do that. I'm down another 40%. So he's back there laughing at me. I can't make money, I'm telling you. So don't listen to my advice.
Yeah, no, that makes... You have a 50-50 chance. 50% of the time I'm right all the time.
Yeah,
so.
Well, it really is hitting its bottom, but generally speaking, which tokens are you interested in? Ethereum, Cardano?
Ethereum.
ADA? Ethereum.
Yeah.
What's Ethereum's price at the moment?
102,000.
1,900, do you say?
What? No way.
Yeah, it's 2,000. Yeah, it's under 2,000.
1,981 now. Yeah. So what's happening is, right, let me explain what's happening. You've got the interest rates going up. You've got the war in Ukraine. You've got China locking down. Property prices are going down. Currently, we're in the middle of a stock market crash. Stock market crash is going to cause a property crash in about 6 months. So when you combine all that together, crypto is fun money. People's spare cash go into crypto. When people are running out of their spare cash because they have to pay more, higher interest rates, worry about their jobs, all this kind of stuff, that money that was in crypto is going to dry up, and that's what's causing. But one thing I did notice is that the token, especially Bitcoin, seems to drop at weekends, and it goes back up on Monday, mainly because New York and those guys, they're not at work at the weekend, so there's no money there to kind of support it. So if you want to buy the trends, best thing is like buying on a Sunday and selling on a Monday. That's the strategy that works if you like day trading. But my strategy at the moment, everything's red. I don't know if you can see that. Everything's red. Red. Generally, I DCA. So if you've got $1,000 to spend, buy $100, right? And if it moves $10 down, buy another 100. Then your total loss is divided by the 2. It's called the dollar cost average. If you do that, and then when it actually recovers, it doesn't have to go all the way back up to the top to make your profit. It only has to go halfway. So that's the strategy that people in Hong Kong use, and it works for them. No, I don't mind sharing. I'm trying to find that the name of that. But on AliExpress, I found it.
Holy shit! Yeah, it's 19. I think I bought. I mean, I think I bought $1,000 worth of back when it was like 38 or something. I was like,
all right. I can't link it to you because it's on my other computer here, but the item is called airdrop to I can't airdrop from a PC, and I can't airdrop from the Linux machine either, so don't press buttons, cat. Oi, go away.
Called a windshield.
Press all the buttons on my
A windshield for the microphone.
Yeah, they come in a pack of 4.
Windshield.
It's called an outdoor furry cover, windscreen, windshield for Sony UWP.
I'd have to get one.
Well, these things are kind of small. They just about fit on this microphone. I had to squeeze it on. And I've got the same ones on my motorcycle headset for the wind noise. They really work.
They really work.
Well.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah. Because I get 10. I have to really play because I get 10 mile an hour worth of wind. It's over. That's.
Yeah. Well, even now, do you hear any wind noise if I blow it?
No, you sneezed or something before, and I didn't get. It just went dead. I didn't hear anything when you pulled that thing up and you sneezed or coughed or something. I didn't.
Oh no, the microphone's got an auto switch on it, so if I lift it up, it turns.
Oh, I was like, damn, that thing is effective.
We're talking about wind noise now.
Talking about a directional mic. Well, Jeffrey, it's a pleasure meeting you and just hanging out and talking. And
no worries.
I think, Quinston, do you have anything else that you'd like to talk about? If we can connect up what next steps are with Resolve, I'd like to get back to those guys. Understand.
That'd be cool, and I'll be looking forward to a discount at some point. If I get a discount for a lifetime purchase, let me know.
Oh, sure.
TB20. There you go. You get 20% off. TB20.
That'd be a TB cat. That
TB cats. If you make a cat if you make a cat video about TimeBolt, I'll give you a freaking free lifetime license for sure. Get you hooked up as an affiliate, and yeah, that'd be funny.
All right, let me work on that. I'm going to script. When you said that, I just got some flashes in my head that might work.
Yeah, and
let me see what I can do.
We've got a program. So we've got an affiliate program where we give 20% of recurring revenue and recurring revenue to the affiliates. And as part of that, we could sponsor you with not just you, but like your channel when you release a video, a free TimeBolt license. And so what we're figuring out is hey, you give your affiliates a free license to promote on the videos that they're posting to YouTube. They tell them, hey, leave a comment about TimeBolt, how you would use it, or pick a number between 1 and 1,000, and in 15 days we'll go in and figure out who the winner is and send them a free lifetime license. And that's a way to drive up comments and likes and stuff like that, which is
well. I'm never one for driving money, but I'm always appreciate the ability to pay bills. But what? Oh, she wants the money. Okay.
Yeah. I would.
But I mean, I'm just thinking about a structure of a video. Is better or not? Because I'm thinking things like around TimeBolt, where the cats are talking, and it's like, what happened? Oh, blame TimeBolt. No. Like in the middle of a sentence, I didn't finish that. What happened? TimeBolt again.
Yeah, I said to be cute and funny.
Yeah. Let me think about it.
Their owners get to spend more time with their animals because they're not
Oh, yeah.
pecking away at a keyboard for hours.
That's true.
Like there was this one guy, this professor that wrote this review. He was like, I got to actually go on walks with my wife in the evening now with the dog because of TimeBolt. It saves me 2 hours a night, and been able to better my relationships.
Well, in programming, there's this thing about when you compile, you can go and play sports in the office or shoot each other. These kind of Nerf guns, right? Do the same thing where the people are complaining that TimeBolt's too fast because I can't go out for a walk with my dog anymore. It's like, bloody hell, it's TimeBolt, it's too fast. Normally when I'm editing, it takes like half an hour for the compression and the syncing, and then I can go for a walk and come back and it's done. But TimeBolt, I know, yeah,
Absolutely.
it can work that way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you have my email. Ping me if you should need anything or if some of these ideas come to fruition. And like I said, we'll definitely. And it's a pleasure meeting you. And thank you for the advice on crypto today as well.
No, it's all right. I don't mind sharing. If you got any ideas, let me know. If you got a good story for cats, let me. Same both ways.
Rock on, will do. All right,
Yeah.
sir. Well, that concludes our office hours for May 12th, 2022. If you like the content, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and of course, get notified anytime we go live. Gotta say that, but it was good talking with you, and have a good day.
Yeah, and if you see the end of my cat videos, you'll see it says subscribe. You want to.
Subscribe. I like that. Dude, I'll do some
See you.
shit with the cat.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.